Well, as you all know, this is Black History Month. We celebrate the wonderful things that folks who have created and contributed so mightily to Black history have done. And today, well, we're very happy to meet my friend, an author who is making his own contribution to Black history with a book. And the book is entitled Bullies Don't Scare Me, written by Andre Rene Harris.
Thank you, Mr.
Andres, thank you. I'm so glad you're with us today. Tell us, how did the book come about? What prompted you to do this?
Because I was bullied as a child.
Oh, okay.
And so as a child, it was unfortunate for my bullies because I had a big family. And so when I got bullied here and there, I was like, hey guys, you don't want to do this because my family's going to pay you back. And so at the end of the day, I was bullied, and then my family beat them up and teased them and so on and so forth. So I thought later on in life, as we saw with the executives and the different people in the world that's bullies, and how we had this mad campaign, I thought that they should hear it from our point of view as well. Our children are not up there saying, hey, I'm being bullied, and stop. So I figured I'd write about it. But not only did we write about being bullied, we use current events. For example, this young man, he's been bullied. He has parents that adopted him. So he's adopted. And so while he's in school, not only is he being bullied because he's adopted, he has also been bullied because his parents, one is black and one is white. So what we want to do in this book is to teach core values. So first of all, we teach our children what to do and what not to do at home. And so we teach our children, don't do this, don't be a bully, stand up for yourself. So through these core values, he's able to take what he was learned from home and utilize it. In this book, he actually stopped the situation himself. The parents don't get involved, the teachers don't get involved, and the children work things out amongst each other. What we try to do in this book and the rest of our children's book line is to teach core values.
Mm-hmm. What kind of research did you do in putting the book together? I know you have personal research.
Indeed.
But beyond your own experience, what did you do to make a contribution to your book? What kind of research?
What we researched, primarily, what are the biggest factors why children are being bullied? And broken homes is one. You don't have a daddy, you don't have a mother, and you heard me speak that. His parents, well, his parents are both ladies. So in this particular book, we knew that same-sex is, even though it's legal and it's welcome and it's open and it's part of our society, because we are human, we should love one another. We do know from the children aspect, Eric has to deal with that. And so the teachers in this book even stated maybe Eric is being bullied because he has two moms. And so because of that, we researched same-sex, we researched same-sex parents, and we researched adoption and things of that nature. So our target was just at adoption and same-sex parents.
What age group were you aiming this book at?
Beautiful. All our books are aimed at 4 to 12. The reason why we go all the way up to preteen is because some of the language that we use, we want to involve the parent to explain. For example, and teach me how to play. We put them in real life scenarios with parents where the parents have to explain, well, what is the UN building? Her father is the Secretary of State and they go into the UN building. Well, what is that? And so all our books are written so you have to sit down with the child and read to them. So we use language like in I'm special to obstetrician. What 4-year-old going to know that? They're not. So it's up to the parent to say, well, this is what that means. So 4 to 12 is our age group.
Have you tested this book on the audience, Andre?
Yes.
You say
yes, indeed.
You were emphatic about that.
Yes, yes. What we did several times.
Yeah.
We go to schools. In fact, we had a Chicago school today that principal, he wants us to come and read to his kindergarten class. Mm-hmm. What we did in Indianapolis, we went down there and we took our books and we read. And at the time we had, the team that we had a therapist that was part of the team. So that helped out a lot because she knew how to control the hyperactive. And then we were shown how to interact with the children. And for the most part, unbelievable. At the end of the storytelling, the children will answer our questions. We'll talk about Eric, and we'll say, well, why do you think Eric is being bullied? And he said, because he has two moms. They're really receptive. They've really taken this information and grab it onto him.
So what impact will bullying make on a child as he or she grows up and becomes an adult? How does it influence their future life?
Indeed. Well, on March the 17th, we have a presentation of bullying and self-image and the correlation. And so there's two parts to the answer. The first, when you're bullied, it can affect who you are as an individual. You have low self-esteem. For a long time, even though I had people, my protectors, I still felt ashamed that I was being bullied because I have curly hair. And so, well, I had curly hair. And so,
Oh, well, I'll forgive you.
and so when I was bullied, I had this self-esteem issue. So when you're being bullied, whatever you're being bullied for, it becomes molded in your brain and you think you're that person. However, when you're the bullier, most of the time, not all of the time, that's a defensive wall. So you're bullying someone because you can, because you're bigger or you have friends, but there's some issues with you as well. And so what we want to do in our book is to engage the parents and the school professionals to help identify the problems. And so self-esteem could be one. So if you was bullied as a kid, you may be the boss. We all had that one boss, or for me, a client that was just over the top. Maybe because they have the power and they want to give back to what they suffered from.
You know, there's so much violence in the news that we see on the air, TV, and we read in books, and we read in newspapers. How much does bullying to a child influence what we're seeing these days in terms of violence throughout our communities? Can you trace bullying to perhaps a violent act or the way an adult
Yes.
behaves as a grown-up? As a grown-up bully people, of course
Right.
they do.
Indeed.
But is there a follow-through from a childhood to an adult, that bullying trait?
My best answer to that is not focus on the bullier. It's the person that's been bullied. We unfortunately just had a tragic accident. When not an accident, it was done on purpose when he took the gun and went into the school and he shot people. A lot of the times, those are the ones that's being bullied. We was made aware of that in Columbine. When Columbine happened, we knew that they were being bullied and this was their way of paying back. I think the biggest issue that we have with the whole bullying scenario is the victim of the bullying. Because sometimes when you bag someone in the corner, they come out the only way they know how. And in our society right now, everything is covered and plagued in violence. The #1 movie has a lot of violence in it. A lot of the entertainment that we see, whether it's songs, or whether it's Hollywood, or just playing on Netflix or whatever, there's a lot of violence there. And so when you bag someone in the corner and they're saturated with all this violence, in my opinion, this is why they come out blazing, so to speak. So going forward, as an adult, yes, if you're the bullier, you're just going to continue to be a bully until it's stopped or you wisen up. But as a child, what we wanted to prevent, as far as adulthood is concerned, that's out of my league. We want to catch the seed right now and teach the children, whether you've been a bully, stop it, because it's a cause and effect that can grow for a long time.
Is a shooter likely to have been bullied?
Indeed.
Or be a bullier? Which one?
He's the victim.
He's the victim.
He's the victim. This is his way of lashing out because he's not physically able to stop the people from doing what they're doing. He's the person that's like, you're going to stop talking about me. You're going to stop taking my lunch money. You're going to stop calling me different. And that's the problem. In Teach Me How to Play, that book itself deals with people of diverse backgrounds. And so when you cover bullying, you have to understand that just because this person is different from you, he's still a person that needs to be loved and respected.
Those who read the book and who perhaps have experienced these problems growing up, is it likely to change their way of thinking, change their lives? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for something to change as a consequence. of having been exposed to your book, do you not?
Yes, that's a wonderful question. Thank you for asking. People ask me, what are my goals
Yes.
in writing children's book? And my statement is simple. It's going to sound cliche-ish. I want to change the world. How can you change the world? Well, we kind of altered that statement a little bit. I want to insist in changing the world. What I want to do is aid parents at home to stop bullying, aid the teachers and administrators to stop bullying. I want our books to also be a catalyst in change. So when we teach it's bad to bully and to solve the problems within oneself, you're giving them strength, courage. You're giving them courage to say, I'm not afraid of bullies. You're giving them courage to say, I'm not going to do anything wrong. I'm not going to respond force with force, but force with love. So in essence, I do want to stop it at the children's level.
Mm-hmm. Is one of your goals to change people so they can change other people to do what you're doing and to change this whole concept of bullying? Is that one of the goals of your book, what
Indeed.
you do?
I want this to be infectious, just like a smile. You go into a room and you smile. Some other people want to smile. It's infections. So that's what we want to do. We want to say, stop bullying. Stop bullying. And we want to say it kindly. And we want to say it softly so you can receive. You walk through the door, say, you can't do that. No one is listening because of the tone. So when we use soft undertones and gently push you in the right direction, then it becomes infectious.
Well, we learned a lot from you today, Andre. We thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you. Maybe someday there'll be a Dr. Harris, possibly. Are you thinking
Indeed.
about that?
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me that's a way for you to go because you have so much knowledge and you're so interested in the subject. Sometimes we find people who write books or do other things in terms of communicating with other people who really don't know what they're doing. But you do.
Thank you.
And I compliment you for that.
Thank you,
And I
Mr.
wish you a lot of success.
Thank you so much.
I enjoyed chatting with you.
It's my pleasure, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it.